Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Today, we're going to be obviously doing an update on the Iran war situation with the U.S. and Israel. And honestly, all this shit just keeps getting worse, man. We're nowhere near it being over. Trump said it'd be quick. Trump constantly lies and say, "Oh, their military is completely destroyed, and they have nothing to fight with, and we're going to unleash hell." Okay, so if again, according to you, if their military is completely destroyed, why is the fighting still happening? And why are we potentially sending troops there? This whole situation is just getting worse and worse. And his supporters are, for some reason, glazing the fuck out of it. And they all go like, "Oh, well, I remember back when during the election, they were like, oh, Kamala's going to send our children to war." Guess what? It's not her. Obviously, she didn't win. Now Trump is going to send your children to war. What now? And then they're going like, "Well, I'd be honored for my children to fight and die for Israel and Trump." But if it was Kamala, like, no, they can't do that. Now, granted, I do not like Kamala. I think she was a shitty candidate. Just like Trump, it was honestly choosing between two idiots and which one's worse. That's what American politics are nowadays. Democrats suck, Republicans suck. Both suck. Both are stupid. Neither side really knows how to run the country, to be honest, very well. But to be honest, you're going based off which side's going to fuck you over less. And let's be real, it's probably the Republicans who are going to fuck you over more. Because obviously all they're doing is sending our money to Israel so they can commit war crimes. And also declare going to war with Iran for absolutely no reason. And then, of course, other many issues. Short-term pain, long-term gain. Talking about the gas prices in the golden age of America. None of that is happening. It's all a big lie. Trump has lied to every single one of his supporters' faces. And not a single one of them has bat an eye. Not a single one of them is like, did they make the wrong choice? Because at this point, you might as well just not vote. If I was to, I would just not vote simply. But now we're stuck in a situation where we have Trump, who is, first off, trying to pass a Save America Act, which is not saving America, because he's constantly all obsessed with about, oh, well, illegal, oh, that's not the Trump voice, hold on, I gotta do the Trump voice. Illegal immigrants vote way too much, except they're not allowed to vote, by the way. They can't vote. And he wants to ban mail-in voting, which, okay, that's pretty stupid, to be honest. He's probably just still pissed that he lost 2020. And you want to know why he lost 2020? Because he handled COVID in the worst way possible. He treated COVID like it was nothing, and it wasn't a threat. But guess what? It was. But anyways, back to the main conversation, is the fact that we all thought this would at least be over quickly, maybe. At least some people did. Maybe Trump supporters, I don't know. But now there's a potential that this war becomes another 10 plus year war in the Middle East because, God forbid, we got to protect our buddies, Israel. What do they do for us, huh? They constantly say that Israel's our best ally. What does Israel do for us? Because I want to know that question. I want to know an answer. Because, like, I'm going to tell you, they do nothing for us. And I guess according to Trump and all the Republicans, they're our greatest ally. No, they ain't, bruh. No, they ain't. And we're out here going to war for them. Because I guess Iran is such a threat that we got to go to war, send our troops to die in this pointless war. I can rant about it all day, and this video would end up being an hour long. So I got to restrain myself a little bit. But we have Trump constantly lying, say, I talked to Iran about a peace deal. Guess what? Iran said that didn't happen. What are you talking about? And then Trump's like, oh, their military is destroyed. Okay, then why are we potentially sending troops there? Because I feel like at this point, he's like trying to I don't know, do things so he can declare a state of emergency so then there's no election. Because let's be real. I think Trump knows this very well, is that the Republicans will lose the midterms. It is very likely that they will lose the midterms because smart Americans, normal fucking people, are fed up with Trump and the way he's been running the country. And they're gonna vote all these Republicans out who also, and they're gonna get Democrats in there, which again, they're not much better. But to be honest, I'd pick a Democrat over a Republican at this point. I would. And Trump might get impeached. Now, we don't know if he will because he survived 2 impeachment attempts before, so we'll see. But the thing is, again, he is afraid of that outcome. So what is he doing? He is going to war with Iran, trying to get people to not talk about the Epstein files because all of a sudden, now that this war has happened, no one talks about it anymore. It's all been forgotten, and it's not a priority anymore. We all know Trump's involved in it. He's a big part of it. But now that there's a war going on and no one's talking about it, it's going to be forgotten in the past. And then, of course, Trump is also just, again, really trying to pass his Save America Act, which, if you don't know much about, it's a really shitty bill, to be honest. Just read into it, and it's really shitty. I'll just give you a simple breakdown. It's basically saying, again, your freaking driver's license and your ID will not count. You have to show off your fucking birth certificate and your passport just to fucking vote. That's absurd. I know we're supposed to be talking about this Iran war, but we're just going on a whole tangent. But point being is that they're constantly going like, oh, you know what? I know this. Republicans, mostly Trump and J.D. Vance, they blame two things: Joe Biden and immigrants. They constantly say, oh, well, immigrants are bad for the economy. That's not true. That's actually not true at all. I don't think Trump knows anything about the economy because, well, he sank multiple businesses into the ground into bankruptcy. So to be honest, I wouldn't trust this failed businessman at all. Anything he says, to be honest, I wouldn't. But again, we are potentially heading for a war. We're already practically in it, but this war is potentially going to be another decade-long plus war in the Middle East for no fucking reason. I don't know why it has to happen. Why is there always got to be some kind of random ass war in the Middle East that just lasts way too long, takes our resources, and send our troops to die in? I don't understand. All for the what? Because what was Iran gonna do? I don't understand, man. I really don't get it. And then we got Trump supporters who, again, support the war, but if it was Kamala leading the war, they would be very much against it and go like, we don't need to be in this war. Wah, 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 wah. The double standards is absurd. Because, again, if Kamala was to rage this war, or a war in anyone, they would absolutely be against it. But then you got Trump, who has bombed multiple countries in his first year, right? I think he's, did a record of, bombing the most countries in under a year or something. Which, yeah, that's wonderful. Are we the bad guys from the movies? Because I'm starting to really wonder that. Is America the bad guys from all the movies? Because it's really starting to seem like it. We might just have that corrupt president who needs to go away. But overall, we are in a situation that this war is not really close to being over. We have Trump constantly saying, oh, it's going so well. And maybe it is. But in the grand scheme of things, it's not going as well as he hoped. Because, well, this war might last longer than people thought. And we are heading towards a situation where, again, this could be another long, overly dragged war that the next president will have to deal with. Because obviously, unless Trump finds a way to... Obviously, Trump can't run again, but his supporters, for some reason, want him to. Even though it's against the Constitution. Point being, this could end up being just, again, another long, decade-long war that didn't need to happen. But I guess Trump has to go in there. You know, maybe Israel has dirt on Trump. Maybe they have, the full extent of the Epstein files and they're release it or... no, help us or else, type shit. But then again, it's just Trump has lied about everything what's going on in the war so far. He is just acting like none of it matters. He's just saying there's a potential that, again, there could be boots on the ground very soon. And this war, once again, the moment that happens, this is going to be a long-lasting war because every time we go to war in the Middle East, it lasts way too long. Because just the logistics of the region is very difficult. It's a desert. There's mountains. There's harsh weather conditions. It's not great. And we could, again, be heading right towards that. Once again, this could last a while. And it's affecting the economy. Obviously, if you haven't gotten gas recently, which I hope you're in a state where the gas isn't as terrible, but I've seen some pictures around, and there's generally places where gas is $5, $6. It's bad. And Trump and his Republican buddies are like, oh, short-term pain, long-term gain. Long-term gain, yeah. What are you talking about? Because you guys have been talking about the golden age of America since the beginning of your presidents, since the beginning of Trump's second term. And guess what? It doesn't feel like the golden age of America because everything is goddamn so expensive. And don't say it's because of this war, because everything was expensive before the war. Was gas a little better? Sure. They constantly go oh, well, things were expensive under Biden. Okay, but you guys also promised to make it cheaper. But also Trump constantly say, oh, well, affordability is a Democrat scam. I swear, man, politics, it's just such a growing thing. I really hate politics. I do. I hate Democrats. I hate Republicans. I hate Republicans way more, though, to be honest. They're insufferable, some of them. They are really insufferable. And so are Trump supporters. Some of them are legit delusional weirdos that glaze this man more than anything. Like, like, I don't understand. I don't understand how any of these people ever glaze a politician in the first place. These people are supposed, these politicians, they're supposed to serve the country. They're supposed to serve the people. It's not supposed to be the other way around where the people serve the freaking Trump. Because that's what Trump wants, people to serve him. But yeah, back to the main topic is we're potentially heading towards a situation where this war could again be a very long one, potentially. I don't know how long, but again, every time we go to war in the Middle East, it's not short, it's not quick, it's not easy. It's always followed by men going out there to die for this pointless war, and that's exactly what it might look like, because again, Trump is generally on the verge of sending troops on the ground. For some reason, that one lady, the White House lady, I don't fucking remember her name, but I hate her too. She mentioned something about a draft, I guess, or no, a reporter asked her about the draft, and Trump's like, I'm not Trump. She was like, oh, Trump's thinking about all options. Like, why would we need a draft in this situation? And I think that's also just one way to get more people to hate you. If Trump was to initiate the draft, I think more people would hate him. And another thing I just wanted to randomly mention is how people always say, oh, anytime there's a protest against Trump, they're all paid protesters. But let's be real. If Trump was so loved, why is there so many protests against him? Why is there protests almost everywhere all the time? Not all the time, but like during his No Kings protest, because like he decided to host a military parade on his birthday. Now, granted, it's coincidental, I think, because it was also the military's birthday or the army's birthday. So, but it was all again, it's all conveniently on the same day. So I understand why people will be upset because who knows? Maybe he did it for himself. But overall, is Trump sucks. Democrats suck, Republicans suck, politicians suck. They don't have your best interests anymore. All they want to do is fill their own pockets or fill the pockets of rich people and make it harder for the average American. Because you know what? None of these politicians, particularly Trump, know what it's like to be an average American. Because Trump has lived up high all his entire life. He hasn't had to do anything hard his entire life. He's never had to do a single lick of work in his entire life. Because he dodged the draft like a coward. All right. He dodged the draft during Vietnam, and then goes like, and then also he likes to talk shit about veterans. Who are like, oh, they're all losers. Anyone who talks shit about him is a loser. I don't know. I don't want to make this a whole political rant. I mean, it's already kind of become that. But this war and this situation is just going to get worse. And we have a president who has no interest in making it better. I think it's very clear that Trump has no interest in making it better. He constantly goes like, "Oh, we're trying to do a ceasefire," but no one believes you. You're a liar, okay? No one believes you. But overall, it's just with how everything goes. I mean, we'll see. But gas prices, they're likely still going to keep going up. The short-term pain, long-term gain is just a big-ass lie that they want to tell you. And I mean, that's just how it kind of is. I don't believe it's going to get much better. I think, again, as I mentioned, I think we're on the verge of a long-term war that's going to be pointless. People will die on both sides, and it will be a meaningless war that in 30 years from now, it'll be looked at the same exact way as a pointless war that didn't need to happen. But gotta do what they got. Trump has to protect his buddies, I guess, right? Something like that. Just, it pisses me off, man. I'm sorry that this video became more of a political rant, and I talked about Trump a lot, and I talked about a bunch of random shit, but trust me, I'm unhappy, man. It's a shitty situation where politics is just, again, it's just a very infuriating thing because both sides suck. I want to make it very clear before some Trump supporter go like, oh, you're a liberal. No, I hate them too. I don't like Democrats, I don't like Republicans, but I would rather pick a Democrat at this point than a Republican because Trump is driving this country into the ground. He truly is, and that's just kind of just what it looks like. All in the benefit of Israel, right? Anyways, though, thank you guys for watching. Yeah, so we're potentially going to have troops on the ground in Iran very soon, and fight a potential 5-year war, 10 years, 15 years, something like that. Let's hope it doesn't come to that. I really hope it doesn't come to that, but again, we'll have to wait and see. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. More videos again coming very soon. I have a Resident Evil video coming out, I believe. I haven't worked on that at all yet. I have it almost ready. I'll probably try to drop that sometime this week or over the weekend. Because what's today? What's today's Thursday? Today's Thursday. I will try to drop this video over the weekend. Saturday, Sunday, maybe. Most likely, if I can't drop it during that time, I'll have it off. I'll have it out on Monday or Tuesday. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video and have a great rest of your day.